Zoom. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Now I will presenting to you about the urgency of Bolar provision regulation on patented drugs for access and availability of generic drugs for public health, which been the paper of dissertation of my lecture on 2023. Dr. Lydia Syarimu is Bachelor of Law, Magister of Law, and Magister of Notariate, and Mira Soktarananda as a law student of Law Study Program, Business Law and Science Social Faculty, University of Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo. Now, entering to introduction, limited availability of medicine is a serious problem in fulfilling the public's right to health. The monopoly of patented medicines by patent-owning pharmaceutical companies has resulted in generic pharmaceutical companies not being able to access information about patented medicines even though the patent has expired. This certainly hinders the immediate circulation of generic version after the patent expires. To overcome this problem, a legal mechanism called Bolar has been established. Bolar provision is a permit granted by the state to a generic pharmaceutical company to use a patented invention to develop and deliver drug information without the patent owner's permission 5 years before the patent protection period ends. Bolar provision gives drug companies the opportunity to create generic forms of drugs whose patents are about to expire. Drug companies can create branded generics or logos generic with the hope that drug prices will be more affordable and the public's right to health will be fulfilled. Bolar provision also limits the scope of patent companies to monopolize exclusive patent rights. Problem, legal analysis on the fulfillment of public health rights to the availability of patented drugs and essential generic drugs. The urgency of regulatory arrangement regarding the prohibition of patented drugs in Indonesia and the methods. This type of research is normative legal research. The problem approach used in this research is the stated approach, namely regulation related to health, medicines, and human rights. Conceptual approach is an approach to the legal concept of the right to health, access to medicine, and human rights based on the Constitution. Comparative approach is an activity to compare legal regulation in Indonesia with legal regulation in countries that have regulated Bolar provisions. Research result, first, that responsibility in fulfillment of health rights. In Indonesia, the right to health is guaranteed by the 1945 Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia, Article 28 H, paragraph 1st. However, the fulfillment of this right to health is not only related to access to health facilities, but also the availability of drugs. There are two factors that consideration in study this. There is monopoly of patented drugs often result in the price of patented drugs being very expensive. Essential generic drugs are drugs that are recognized as important to meet the health needs of the community. Principal fulfillment of health rights. In fulfilling health rights, there are four principal elements that must be considered: the availability of health facilities and medical infrastructure. Accessibility of health services must be economically and geographically affordable for everyone and respect the cultural tradition of the community. The quality of health services must meet appropriate standard, and equality of health services must be equally accessible to everyone, especially vulnerable groups in society. State responsibility is regulated in Health Law number 17 of 2023, which consists of 10 articles, namely Articles 6 to 16. One of the articles stipulate that the central government and regional government are responsible for planning, regulating, organizing, fostering, and supervising the implementation of quality, safe, elite, equitable, and affordable health efforts by the community. Article 6 of Law 17 of 2023 challenge government in fulfillment of health rights. First, access and affordability of health services, equal rights in obtaining services, quality of health services, availability of medicines and medical equipment, public awareness, central and regional authority. Second, the urgency of regulatory arrangement regarding Bolar provision of patented drugs in Indonesia. Bolar provisions refers to a provisions that allows generic drug manufacturers to begin preparation before the expiration of a drug's patent. With the presence of Bolar provision, generic drugs manufacturers can reduce the time required to obtain approval after patent expiration so that generic drugs can be available on the market more quickly. Bullet prohibition becomes very important concept for setup in regulation medicine in Indonesia is due to first efficiency, second access to medicines more easy, and cost savings. Importance Buller prohibition settings in patent law in Indonesia, regulation and policies stimulating innovation and investment, law enforcement, collaboration with industry and related institutions, and education and awareness. Implementation of Buller provision in Indonesia. The Indonesia government has issued the guidelines for good drug regulatory practice to strengthen the drugs monitoring system. Indonesia must also maximize policies that originate from the protective article of the TRIPS to anticipate the negative impact of drug patent protection, including Buller provision. So Buller provision is an important tool to ensure faster and more affordable access to generic drugs after patent expiration. Implementation of Buller provision in several countries, which is in United States, European Union, Japan, India, and Brazil. And the conclusion is Buller provision gives pharmaceutical companies the opportunity to create generic forms of drugs whose patents are about to expire, so that also can limit the scope of patent companies to monopolize exclusive patent rights. The state has a responsibility to ensure that the right to health is fulfilled, including policies that support the availability of medicines, including essential generic medicines, as well as regulation that ensure that medicines are affordable and of the adequate quality. But provision is important setup in regulation medicine in Indonesia because on impact could in availability drug generic, simplify the R&D process, stimulate innovation and investment, increasing collaboration with industry. Okay, and the last thanks for opportunity and apologize for any inconvenience caused for your gracious attention of my presentation. Okay, see you in the next event. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.